Narrated Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, the wife of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we set out with Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam on a journey till we reached Al-Baida or the Hatul Jaish. A necklace of mine was broken and lost. Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam stayed there to search for it, and so did the people along with him. There was no water at that place, so the people went to Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu and said, "Don't you see what Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anhu has done? She has made Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the people stay where there is no water, and they have no water with him." Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu came while Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sleeping with his head on my thigh. He said to me, "You have detained Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the people where there is no water, and they have no water with him." So he admonished me and said that Allah wished him to say, and hit me on my flank with his hand. Nothing prevented me from moving because of pain, but the position of Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam on my thigh. Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam got out when dawn broke and there was no water. So Allah revealed the divine verses of tayammum. So they all performed tayammum. Usaid bin Haider said, "O family of Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu, this is not the first blessing of yours." Then the camel on which I was riding was caused to move from its place, and the necklace was found beneath it. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "I have been given 5 things which were not given to anyone else before. 1. Allah made me victorious by his frightening my enemies for a distance of 1 month's journey. Number 2. The earth has been made for me and for my followers a place of praying and a thing to perform tayammum. Therefore, any one of my followers can pray wherever the time of prayer is due. The buri has been made halal, lawful for me, yet it was not lawful for anyone else before me. Number 4, I have been given the right of intercession on the day of resurrection. Number 5, every prophet used to be sent on his nation only, but I have been sent to all mankind." Narrated Urwa's father, Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha said, "I borrowed a necklace from Asma and it was lost. So Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent a man to search for it, and he found it. Then the time of the prayer became due, and there was no water. The prayer without ablution, and informed Allah Apostle about it. So the verses of tayammum was revealed." Usaid bin Haider said to Aisha, "May Allah reward you. By Allah, whenever anything happened which you did not like, Allah brought good for you and for the Muslims in it." Al-Jurf and the time for the Asr prayer became due while he was at Marbad and Nam, sheepfold. So he performed tayammum and prayer and prayed there, and then entered Medina when the sun was still high, but he did not repeat that prayer. Narrated Abu Juhaym al-Ansari radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam came from the direction of Bir Jamal. A man met him and greeted him, but he did not return back the greeting till he went to a mud wall and smeared his hand and his face with its dust, performed tayammum, and then returned back the greeting. Narrated Abdul Rahman bin Asba, a man came to Umar bin al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu and said, "I became junub, but no water was available. Ammar bin Yasir radiallahu ta'ala anhu said to Umar, "Do you remember that you and I became Janab while both of us were together on a journey? And you did not pray, but I rolled myself on the ground and prayed. I informed the Prophet ﷺ about it, and he ﷺ said, It would have been sufficient for you to do like this." The Prophet ﷺ then stroked lightly the earth with his hands and then blew off the dust and passed his hand over his face and hands. Narrated Said bin Abdurrahman bin Asba on the authority of his father, who said, Ammar said, "So the above statement." Abu Shoba stroked lightly the earth with his hands and brought them close to his mouth, blew off the dust and passed them over his face and then the back of his hands. Ammar radiallahu ta'ala said, ablution meaning tayammum here is sufficient for a Muslim if the water is not available. Narrated Abdurrahman bin Asba that while he was in the company of Umar, Ammar said to Umar, "We were in the detachment and become junub, and I blew the rest of my hand, performed the rolling over the earth and prayed." Narrated Abdurrahman bin Asba, Ammar said to Umar, "I rolled myself in the dust and came to the Prophet ﷺ, who said, passing dusted hands over face and the backs on the hand is sufficient for you." Narrated Ammar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the Prophet ﷺ stroked the earth with his hands and then passed them over his face and the backs of his hand while demonstrating tayammum. Narrated Abu Wali, Abu Musa said to Abdullah bin Mas'ud, "If one does not find water for ablution, can he give up the prayers?" Abdullah replied, "If you give the permission to perform tayammum, they will perform tayammum even if the water was available, if one of them found it cold." Abu Musa said, "What about the statement of Ammar to Umar?" Abdullah replied, "Umar was not satisfied by his statement." Narrated Shaqiq bin Salima, I was with Abdullah and Abu Musa. The latter asked the former, "O Abu Abdurrahman, what is your opinion if someone becomes junub and no water is available?" Abdullah replied, "Do not pray till the water is found." Abu Musa said, "What do you say about the statement of Ammar, who was ordered by the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to perform tayammum?" The Prophet ﷺ said to him, "Perform tayammum, and that would be sufficient." Abdullah replied, "Don't you see that Umar was not satisfied by Ammar's statement?" Abu Musa said, "All right, leave Ammar's statement. But what will you say about the words of tayammum?" Abdullah kept quiet and then said, "If we allowed it, then they would probably perform tayammum, even if the water was available, if one of them found it cold." The narrated added, "I said to Shaqiq, then did Abdullah dislike to perform tayammum because of this?" He replied, "Yes." Narrated Imran bin Hasin al-Khazai, Allah Apostle ﷺ saw a person sitting aloof and not praying with the people. He ﷺ asked him, "O so and so, what prevented you from offering the prayer with the people?" He replied, "O Allah Apostle ﷺ, I am junub and there is no water." The Prophet ﷺ said, "Perform tayammum with clean earth, and that will be sufficient for you."